when NAIDOC Week is postponed. What do?
It is the start of our NAIDOC March and Run. We are getting ready to run our 10K this morning.
Hey, we're doing a NAIDOC walk.
We had over 5,000 people participate, and what I'm most proud of is that 20% of those people identified as being Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander.
Best known for its merch with a message, Clothing the Gap is an Aboriginal-owned and led fashion label, social enterprise and team of health professionals, now synonymous with virtual runs in the age of Rona.
So 100% of our funds from the run support the programs that we also deliver at Spark Health that encourage the Aboriginal community to move more, eat healthier foods, focus on their health and wellbeing, and hopefully add years to their lives.
We march in honour of our ancestors whose blood colours this land.
Some blackfellas call it Koori Christmas because we just love getting together. It just makes me really proud, and there is that kind of feeling in the air. It's NAIDOC, you know.
I've been to every single march since I was born, so this July not having that opportunity to march with my people, I was sad about that, and this event was one way that I could still be active and mark the occasion of NAIDOC with Aboriginal people and non-Aboriginal people all over the country.
I'm in Burke, running along the levee bank.
I would like to acknowledge that I'm running on the land of the Kaurna people.
Darawal country.
Always was.
Always will be.
Aboriginal land.
NAIDOC's origins go back to the first Aboriginal rights groups and boycotts of Australia Day more than a century ago, to the Day of Mourning on January 26, 1938, one of the first major civil rights gatherings in the world. In the mid-50s, the Day of Mourning, or Aborigines Day, moved from January to July, becoming a celebration as well as a protest. The day became a week in 1975, running from the first to the second Sunday in July. Today, it's known as NAIDOC Week.
It feels really weird that NAIDOC isn't happening in July this year. It's my favourite event of the year because a lot of other Aboriginal specific events are about mourning or reflection, whereas NAIDOC really feels like a celebration. It's about how far we've come. It's about all the amazing things that we're continuing to do and will continue to do.
I've had a late ring-in who talks a big game in our house and reckons that running's really easy. Rocket Man, my dad. What's the furthest you've run recently?
100 metres.
So we'll tune back in a little while.
This NAIDOC run and the events that Clothing the Gap has been running is awesome because it also invites non-Indigenous people to be a part of it, especially in the last couple of weeks when we've seen the surge of the Black Lives Matter movement and a lot of people wanting to know what they can do to better support Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. And this is one way to start. It's one way to start a conversation and just be more conscious of this all the time.
We did it. Do you reckon you'll stop saying to me now, oh, I could do 10Ks in my sleep, I could do it easy?
Hey, remember that was my first run, so not too bad.
I'm just asking for a bit of credit when I do it.
Yeah, I admire what you're doing.
Success.
So I just finished my 21.1 kilometres.
The hardest time in my training was Black Lives Matter. You know, I organised the Black Lives Matter March, one of the organisers, and 2 days before, a brother boy that I went to school with, he committed suicide. So I was just getting all these calls about Black Lives Matter. I didn't speak about it in any of the media or anything like that because of the sheer shock. And so we had to deal with the extreme racism that we were seeing being played out within Australia. And in Australia having this, aha moment about being able to talk about systemic racism for really one of the first times in the history of this country. I don't know if they can really understand the multi-layer and the magnitude of how Black Lives Matter really works in this country and what that means in this country. And if there was ever a time when I did need to run, it was then.
We did it on Wadawurrung country, which is in Geelong. And so I did it with my son Willem, who's 5, and my daughter Emmy, who turned 2 last week. With NAIDOC doing the theme, always was, always will be, it's always going to be that narrative of truth-telling, which Clothing the Gap are very, very well. put together to be able to do that. You know, it's a talking point when you're sitting around and go, oh, cool, look at that beanie. Oh, what does that mean on your shirt? And, you know, for people to be educated within that. So if you're wearing a product, you know, do a bit of research and find out why there is that narrative that is put on there, and it's a conversation starter, you know, and that's the most important bit. We just want people to talk and have an open mind about what's going on. That's the most important thing.
Thanks for watching. For guidance on supporting Indigenous businesses, head to supplynation.org.au to find Australia's largest national directory of verified Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses. And for more on the history of NAIDOC and its rescheduled dates and events in November 2020, head to naidoc.org.au. And a quick mention now to our sponsor here at Good Shout, FSW Shoes. They're a family-run business and they deliver right around Australia. Check out fswshoes.com.au. We'll see you next Good Shout Friday.